to left. No, you're good. I'm just trying to figure out because it's still kind of wonky here. Oh, okay. That's what's up. I just didn't see myself one more time. So that needs to actually be knowledge. Testing 1, 2, 3. Let's go audio input capture. Yeah. What? Oh, I don't know, babe. I'm not sure. Place. Okay. Testing 1, 2, 3. I don't know, babe. I have to look in a minute. Give me just a minute, okay? Hmm. Testing 1, 2, 3. Where's that stuff? Hmm. Testing 1, 2, 3. 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 That's odd. All right, let's go for audio out capture. Media source. Let's see. Media source. No. Let's go for audio output capture. Audio input capture. Audio. Browser. No. Oh yeah. Let's do this. Source video. Yeah, let's see video capture, depreciated image game display audio. Say sorry. Come on. Display capture. Oh. Who is it? Testing 1, 2, 3. 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 Check, check, mic check. Check, check, mic check. And good evening, everyone. We'd like to welcome you to our program. Dude, the audio sounds so distant. Yeah. And good evening and welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Hmm, I know what it is. Hey, does Lance ever do parts of the meeting or anything? Does Lance ever do school assignments or parts? I was curious. But they do go to the meeting, don't they? Huh. Oh, I was curious, man. Oh, okay. Check, check, mic check. Check, check, mic check. Upward pressure, there's no tech. Oh, okay. Check, check, mic check. Testing one, two, three. Testing one, two, three. Horrible. Okay, here we go from the top. Going live in three, two, one. And good evening, and welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Introduction to Drones for Law Enforcement and First Responders, presented by Bennett Aerospace. I'll be your host tonight, Wesley Bennett. We'll be starting momentarily, so we invite you to find your seats. Well, as mentioned earlier, it certainly is really good. And as mentioned earlier, it certainly is really good to have everyone here with us this evening. It's been nearly 20 years since I began my journey as a pilot. And along the way, I've learned a few things, especially when it comes to unmanned aircraft, that I'd like to share with you this evening. Now, what I want everyone to realize and appreciate is that by no means is this a drone pilot course. Rather, what we are trying to do here this evening is to address some of the concerns or maybe some of the questions that you might have when it comes to using an unmanned aircraft in a law enforcement or public safety agency situation. So, once again, welcome to our course, Introduction to Drones for Public Safety Organizations. Our course objectives for this particular evening will be as follows. First, we'll talk about defining what a basic drone is. We'll then move on to unmanned aircraft systems, or UAS terminology. We'll find out how we can identify law enforcement applications. And then we'll see how we can understand, and we'll take a look at putting emphasis on understanding FAA regulations and legal considerations. Next, we'll review the operational safety and risk mitigation procedures. And finally, we'll discuss the integration and emerging technologies of drones. So let's start off from the very basic, the very beginning. What is a drone or UAS, or even what is a UAV? A lot of people today hear that term, but they wonder exactly, is there a difference between a drone, a UAS, or a UAV? Well, as it turns out, a drone, as what we would traditionally see flying around, such as a quadcopter, any of those things, all drones are unmanned aircraft systems. And we're going to find out why we can say that is the case. But for now, just know that a UAS includes everything, including the aircraft, the ground control station, the link, the telemetry, and the payload. Now, there are three distinct types of drones or UAVs that we're going to be looking at and keying in tonight. The first one is a multi-rotor. The next is fixed wing. And lastly, the VTOL, which also includes some hybrids as well. Now on screen, we have an image and we're going to label each one of these to show the distinction between all four of these. First, on the top left, we'll see a multi-rotor. Most of us are pretty familiar with these. DJI Phantom, DJI Mavic, even the Parrot Beeple, to name a few. So, multi-rotor means that it has multiple spinning rotors or propellers. These multiple spinning rotors help the drone to achieve lift and to stay in the air. In a little bit, we'll talk about how there is a significant difference in performance and some of the pros and cons of each of the four aircraft that you see here on screen. For now, just know that each aircraft or each drone that we see, they each have their own distinct advantages. They each have their own things that they're not so good at. Let's look at the second one, which is a hybrid. Now, I know what you're thinking. You probably say a hybrid, that's an electric car. Well, in this case, it actually turns out that a hybrid, when it comes to drones, means that it is a cross between, and here's the next one, a fixed wing drone. Fixed wing meaning that very similar to an airplane. It has wings and a propeller, which propel it through the air, and the wings generate lift. A hybrid, on the other hand, combines the best of both worlds. Multi-rotor, giving it the ability to take off straight, vertically, up and down, and land in a very confined and small space. In a little bit, we'll talk about the advantages of that and also the advantages of why some people use airplanes for certain missions as well. So, as you might have gathered, there's really no one size that fits all for all aircraft or drones. And the same thing applies to manned aircraft. Lastly, there's the helicopter. And we don't see helicopters used as unmanned aircraft for mission types as often as they used to be. I would say multi-rotors have come in and been the predominant force in most of the unmanned aircraft that are available today. Let's move on. We'll now talk about the bits and pieces of what makes up a UAV. So this is the UAV components section. A UAV is comprised, just like any other aircraft, a manned aircraft as well, of its airframe, a propulsion system, a battery and power system, navigation, GPS, IMU, measuring unit, or GPS, which uses signals from the satellite to triangulate its position. An inertial measurement or measuring unit is something that measures based on basically using a gyroscope. Those systems are a little bit more complex, but don't depend on an external source um, like a GPS or a signal. And so, in some cases, they can be great redundancy. Next, you have camera, and you also have sensor payloads. But the key that we want to say with that last one is payload, the payload of your drone. So on this screen, we see that there are several distinct parts to a drone. The reason why I chose this image is it really goes to show that that there really is a very um, standardized method to how drones are designed, and in turn, and so you can pretty much expect to see the same thing, maybe in a different shape or size, but pretty much all unmanned aircraft. And in this case, we're talking about or referring to a quadcopter. You notice there are four propellers, but the concept remains the same when it comes right down to it. let's consider for a moment drone sizes and categories. Now, briefly, as an overview, we'll consider all the three of these that are most common when it comes to consumer drones. So you have what's called the micro drone. It usually has a flight time, or in aviation, we call it an endurance of 10 to 15 minutes. And usually you can go out to about 500 meters as the range. So we're looking at no more than about a quarter of a mile or so. As far as the next one up, a small drone. Usually you can get anywhere in the area from 20 to 45 minutes, and 2 to 3 kilometers as far as its range. Medium drones, on the other hand, may have up to a 1 hour endurance and be able to travel as much as 10 kilometers in the range. That range can be dictated by several things, not only um, these, but it could be mainly two things though. It's going to determine how far a drone can go its range. It's going to be how far the signal can reach usually, and then also it's going to determine its battery time that it has. Now, when it comes to signal, of course, as you may be well aware, um, with signal on some drones, that's not really as big a deal if you don't have control signal. And here's why. There are a number of drones that can be pre-programmed for a pre-programmed route. And so if signal loss does occur, the drone continues its mission by flying a pre-programmed route. Here we kind of see a comparison of some of the drones that are out there today. Starting at the bottom, you have the DJI Mavic Mini, the DJI Tello, the Spark, and all the way there at the top, you'll notice you have um, things like the Inspire 1 and 2. The Inspire 1 and 2 mainly, and just in case you're not familiar with the models as much, mainly are used for cinematic type things, not as much for cargo. Really, not a lot in this line would be used for carrying a payload or cargo. Potentially, the Phantom 4 Pro and the Mavic potentially could be candidates for rigging a payload, but that's not really their original purpose, and that's not really where their performance shines in that area. Let's talk about law enforcement use cases. So, and this also can apply to other emergency services as well. But you have, first of all, you have search and rescue, accident reconstruction, SWAT, tactical support, perimeter and crowd monitoring, and finally, disaster response. And so, if you are considering implementing a drone program into your agency, these are say I would say these are the top five ways that you can see some use of your investment into a drone for your department. So after our break, we're going to come back. We're going to talk about regulatory overview. And this is as pertains to the FAA. Later on, we'll consider some areas in which a law enforcement agency would have a special interest, such as policy procedures and standard operating procedures. So we'll look forward to seeing you soon. We'll take a very brief break, and within about 5 minutes, we'll be back on air to join you here. Thanks so much. What do you think? Hey, really? What do you think?
It's good, but it's like a delay. I can hear you
Oh well, that's yeah.
before it reaches.
But that's what it's supposed to do.
Well, that's the word.
Yeah, that's for something comes up.
Oh, I
Oh,
hear.
the stream.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
well, that's
yeah. But I'm talking about like my fluency though. Like, that's what I'm.
how you speak.
Yes.
Yeah, you sound proper.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't sound like I'm hesitant. Yeah. Like, cause like, I don't. I'm not reading off the script. This is totally from my brain, and that I'll have a script, a verbatim script. When I do the presentation, I just didn't print. I just did that. Okay. That's what I really wanted to make sure. Testing 1 2 3. That's tricky, huh? Testing 1 2 3. Check, check, mic check. See, okay, I'm glad you see that's what you gotta run all because that was supposed to. This mic is supposed to be. Oh, see, that's why I'm glad I checked that because I thought this mic was cold, but it was hot.
Everybody's dancing in the moonlight, dancing in the moonlight. Everybody's feeling warm and bright. It's such a fine natural sight. Everybody's dancing in the moonlight. Everybody